Well, U.S. officials scrap plans to conduct B-52 bombing training exercises along the South Korean military. This as tensions are growing ahead of this potential meeting. Some are saying it's a wise move to protect this U.S.-North Korean relationships. Others, though, saying perhaps President Trump kowtowing to the desires of the North Korean madman. Here now to discuss, Rebecca Heinrichs, Hudson Institute Senior Fellow, along with retired Gunnery Sergeant Jessie Jane Duff. Rebecca, let me start with you. President Trump keeps saying he's going to keep the pressure on, the military pressure, the economic pressure. He's never going to stop. It's going to be like a vice grip. Some people think he let it up a little bit with this.
Well, Lieutenant Colonel Logan, the Pentagon spokesman, has denied that the B-52s were ever part of this particular military exercise. So the administration is not admitting, if it did make a concession, it certainly isn't admitting it. I would hope that they did not make a concession because of the North Koreans pushing back now on the B-52s participating, because the pressure campaign has to continue. This is one of the things that the Trump administration has done so well in terms of moving forward towards this summit, is not releasing the pressure. That would be a mistake. That would be doing everything that the previous U.S. administrations have done in the past, and it's ended in failure. You know,
Jessie Jane, there's also a report out today. Mike Pompeo was told by the North Koreans that they would be okay with a limited military presence there when all is said and done. Again, getting back to Rebecca's point, it feels like they're the ones who continue to concede, to continue to offer concessions, and maybe this is working. The current strategy is the way to stay with this.
Well, I don't think that we're ever going to remove our military from South Korea, because the reality is that the North Korean Constitution clearly states
they have a constitution?
Yes, it's basically Kim's rule of order. That's what it should be called. And it essentially states that they would take over South Korea. That is their entire objective. So until there's an entire rewrite of the Constitution, South Korea, it's not realistic, because they want to take over that peninsula. However, the B-52, this training exercise, is minimal. When North Korea had tested that hydrogen bomb back in January, the Americans and the South Koreans flew a nice low-level flight with a B-52 bomber that can carry nuclear weapons, along with a U.S. F-16 and a South Korean F-15 as a show of force. So make no mistake, we can pull out the punches when we need to.
Rebecca, handicap now for us as we move along. That June date's going to come fast and furiously. Are you more optimistic? Everyone's skeptical, we know that, but it feels like there's a glimmer of hope.
Yeah, I'm hoping. I'm not hopeful. The North Koreans, I want to see the North Koreans begin to talk to their people about possible moving towards peace with the South Koreans. That would be an indication that they're moving in that direction. That has not happened. The propaganda is still flowing. The anti-American sentiment is still there. And so I'm not optimistic. I want to defend something that John Bolton has said, and that is that the U.S. is looking at the Libya model. What he's talking about what we did when we removed Libya's nuclear weapons, and that was we did not capitulate. We did not compromise on the fact that it needed to be verifiable and complete denuclearization. I do think that's something that the U.S. has to do with North Korea.
But that has actually hurt our negotiations with North Korea, because the Libyan response was actually the cause for Colonel Gaddafi to be murdered by UN forces.
We got to wrap it up there, but perhaps a different interpretation. You both are fantastic. Have a great weekend. Here's Lou.